Greetings and blessings to you. We're thankful as we reflect on the gratitude that we have for God, for Him being in our life, for what He has done, for who He is, and the special fellowship that we have with Him from day to day. We realize His significance as we meditate upon His Word, as we experience life's daily challenges, as we come to know Him in spirit and in truth. The reality that God is with us, the reality that we can call on Him at any time, knowing that He will help us, He will preserve us, He will give us the ability to go on. Now, as I reflect on the gratitude this evening, I'm reminded of a psalm, Psalms 91 and 2. In this psalm, the entirety of the psalmist celebrates the covering of God, celebrates the blessings that flow to the Lord's people. The psalmist is taken by the fact that there is an experience that he may have had that caused him to see how great God has been in his life, how God has been the one who provided, how God has been the one that led him when he needed the wisdom and guidance from above. The psalmist is inspired to write where he says, I will say of the Lord. He is saying that I'm declaring something concerning the Lord as I reflect on Him, as I think about Him, as I am grasped by the moment to know that God has been good to me. I can say something because I am a witness. I can say something because I have an experience. I can say something because the Lord has revealed Himself to me. I will say, I will declare, I will announce, I will tell the world something about the Lord. His declaration really helps us to think about the many times that God has come through for us, the many opportunities that we've had to share the goodness of the Lord with others. Those times when we realize that if it had not been for the Lord on our side, how would we have made it? How would we have survived? At the end of the day, we have something to say about the goodness of the Lord. I believe we can join in with the psalmist and say, as he said, I will say of the Lord. Now, some of the things that the psalmist says, as is depicted in the King James Version of Scripture, he says, I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Now, when I read this same text in the New Living Translation, it really explains or elaborates just a little bit further that I will say or declare about the Lord that He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God. In Him I will trust, and I will trust Him, says this translation. Now, if we take some time to consider the different angles from which the psalmist has something to say about the Lord, and we start with the phrase or the expression, He is my refuge. He is the one I can turn to. He is the one who hides me, who covers me. He is the one who watches over me. He is my refuge. In the time of trouble, we've been able to turn to God. In those times when we didn't understand what was going on, we could turn to Him. When we sought safety, we sought something greater than ourselves, we realize that God is our refuge. Another scripture says, He's my refuge and strength, a present help in the time of trouble. Now, the psalmist goes on to say, He's my place of safety. He's my strong tower. He's the one that I can depend on. He's the one that I know that is always there. He's the one that keeps my mind straight. He's the one that gives me peace from above. He is the one who puts me in the safe place. He's my safety. I lean on Him. He's my safety. He is my rock of Gibraltar. He is my place of safety, the one on whom I can call. The psalmist says, He is my God, the great I am. He is my God, the creator, the one who has all power, and there's nothing too hard or too difficult for Him. He is my God. I will say of the Lord, He is my God. I will express it every chance I get that the Lord is my God. He's the one I worship. He's the one I praise. He's the one I call on in the time of trouble. He is my God. He is the one who rescues me. He is the one who heals me. He is the one who delivers me. He is my God. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. The psalmist is adamant. The psalmist is determined to let the world know that I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord when I can't see my way. I will trust in the Lord when life's challenges get great. I will trust in the Lord from day to day. As Paul says, we walk by faith, and our faith is in the Lord. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. We have every reason today to be ecstatic about God and to celebrate Him and to tell others about Him and to express the joy that we have for Him, because we will say it, we will declare it, that He is our God, and in Him I will trust. Trust in the Lord today. He will lift you above your burdens. He will lift you above your cares. And you too can come out with a greater testimony telling somebody else that I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, my God. In Him I will trust. God bless you today.